All right, guys, welcome to our team meeting for April 2nd. So tonight, I just kind of wanted to walk you through my brain when I start the month, give you guys some tips for what I do to try to hit Success Club super early, for growing your network. This is kind of going to be like a hodgepodge of different tips and stuff. I just kind of was taking different questions that we had seen in the team page and just kind of putting it all together. I'll share my screen for a little bit. And then at the end, feel free to unmute yourself and ask me any questions. I want you guys to get whatever you need out of it. So first thing, I just kind of wanted to share my screen and talk about the schedule for the month real quick, just to make sure everybody has seen that. So this is April. Can you guys believe it's April? I cannot believe it's April already. So of course, National Wake Up Call every Monday. Beach bars launch on Friday, y'all. I am so excited about this. So something I'm doing this month, anybody who signs up to be in my groups, and I'm doing this as like a Kristen's birthday month giveaway, but I am putting together a package of Kristen's favorite things, and I'm doing an Under Armour headband, a beach bar, a packet of Energize, and a $5 Starbucks gift card. You don't have to do all that, but doing beach bars is a good idea, if you're wanting to just offer a little incentive to let people try them. I will be ordering several boxes so that I can do that, and because I'm really excited to take them to Mexico with us. I feel like they're going to be perfect for when we're traveling. So those are launching Friday. Super Saturday is this weekend, so I know some of you guys are going to the DC one, some of you guys are going to different ones. I'm going to be in the Charlotte one, and I'm super sad because I feel like I'm going to have my whole team at the DC one, and I'm not going to be there. But I'm really excited for everybody to be experiencing this. There is legit a Super Saturday probably within an hour of no matter where you are. They are everywhere. I know Mallory was considering doing a virtual one, so that could be an option. I don't know if she's decided for sure to do that, but be on the lookout. If you can't get to one, we will be posting. But Super Saturdays, I feel like people don't always understand what they are. These are they're quarterly events, so they only happen, they used to happen 4 times a year. Now they only happen 3 times a year, where you hear from corporate, about all the new launches. We're going to hear about the new program that Joel is debuting. You're going to hear about 2B Mindset, anything new, Shakeology flavors, anything like that. This is where they happen. This is where they are launched and where they are announced. Typically, Super Saturdays have workouts. They have guest speakers. Autumn is at the DC one. Rob is speaking at the Charlotte one that I'm going to. So there's just different speakers and stuff like that. There's normally a workout. And I know most Super Saturdays this time are even going to have beach bars available because they're going to be launching the day before, and corporate has sent them to a lot of the Super Saturday locations for either to buy or to be included with your ticket. So that's really cool too. So just to if you've never been to a Super Saturday, it's amazing. You're going to love it. I was so nervous. I went to my first one by myself. I didn't know a single person there, and I was so glad I went, and I've never missed one since. Mondays, team calls. Next Thursday, if you are trying to hit qualification for Star Diamond, so 1 star or higher for Summit, you need to start qualification for it on April 12th. So that means your 6-week qualification will have you be announced as a Star Diamond at Summit. And it's really cool because you get to you wear a badge that has your rank on it. And then normally they do 1 star diamonds, walk around, and 2 stars and above. And it's really cool. We're going to have a challenge group sneak peek next Thursday as well. So I will talk a little bit more about that. Our local Virginia Boss Babe brunch is going to be Saturday morning, the 14th. I will finalize details for that, but I'm thinking I found this cute yoga place that does yoga, and then there's Sedona Tap House right next door that we could do yoga and then go to lunch after. But I'll hammer out those details. Emerald Push Group, we're doing a little bit different this month. We have so many coaches on our team that are literally, I'm going to hide their names, but an emerald away from diamond. I have all these coaches on my list that just need one of their coaches to go emerald to be diamond. And so Mallory and I were talking, and the way we're going to do the Emerald Push group, and I'll give more details later, is we are going to run it from Wednesday to Wednesday. And that Tuesday night, we're going to have a happy hour. So we're going to walk you through inviting to the happy hour up until then. And then on that Wednesday, we're going to be sharing scripts for follow-ups, overcoming objections, like all of that stuff. So if people are giving you that, we'll help you through it. And then, so hopefully people will be Emerald by the 26th. So that's just a little bit different. We're going to try out and see how it goes. Success Club prize for the month is a Beachbody tank top or t-shirt. Mega and deluxe challenge packs are $20 off. Beach Bars launch, Super Saturday Summit qualifications, and Summit tickets are $165. So I'm going to stop sharing that. Okay, sorry, that was a mouthful, but I just wanted to go over that to make sure everybody saw it. Okay, so my game plan for the month. I just kind of want to walk you through how I work through the month. The beginning of the month, what I do is I follow up. My first day of the month, if not my first week of the month, is following up with anybody who has ever been interested with me. If you look at my Win the Week tracker, I already have my 14 follow-ups checked in for the day. That's supposed to be for my week, but that's all I do on the first of the month. I go through and I create urgency for the fact that my April group started today. If you want to be in there, we can still get you in. This is what's going on. This is the deal. Do you want in? I will tell you 90% of my business, if not more, comes from follow-ups. I can't tell you how many people do not sign up the first time I talk to them. Follow-ups are where my business happens, and they always have been. Follow-ups are key. And I want to stress, and I know I've told you guys this a million times, I don't feel like I'm bugging people. I message people until they tell me not to message them, because more times than not, people have said, oh my gosh, thank you so much for following up with me. I've been meaning to message you. And I will even say, like, hey girl, and I'll explain to them how part of my job as a coach is to not give up on people that trust me with their goals. And I'll tell them that they shared their goal with me, that they want to lose 15 pounds by summertime. So this is me being a coach and not giving up on them. I'm not going to stop messaging you until you tell me to stop. And I'll tell people that. And a lot of times they laugh and they're like, girl, no, I love that you're passionate and that you care about what you do. They may not always sign up right away, but they understand where it's coming from, because that's what I do, and that's what they can expect from me once they're a challenger in my group, is that I'm not going to give up on them either. So I start my month with follow-ups. And I totally jumped ahead on all my bullet points that I had for myself. So let me back up a little bit. My game plan for the month. The first thing that I do is I write out my calendar for the month. You guys can print off the calendar I provided in the team page. You can Google printable April calendar and print one off. But I cannot tell you how helpful it is for me, the way my brain works, to be able to literally write in, like on my calendar, what I need to accomplish. When my group's starting, when my prep weeks are, if I'm going to do a free group, when it is, when my happy hour is, when my sneak peek is, when I need to be inviting for those things. I write it all out so I can make the plan for the month. Along with writing out my calendar, I write out my goals. Setting goals is amazing. Writing them out makes them real. I have said multiple times, because I have to hit Success Club 10 by April 11th. I have to do that this month because I want the photo op with the trainers in Mexico. So someone else created that urgency for me, but I wrote down that that's got to happen by the 10th to not even give myself like that extra day. And I also wrote out for myself this month that I want to go diamond. And I'll explain that a little bit later. But writing them makes them real. Writing them down, hanging them so you can see, and then sharing them with somebody. I think posting in the team page is a great way to hold yourself accountable. Sharing with your coach, whether that's me, whether that's somebody else, but tell us what your goals are. Jordan told me her diamond date so that I can have in my brain that I need to be checking with her. And I don't know about you, but telling me, I know for Jordan, telling me I'm going to be diamond on this date makes gives her that urgency that she needs because she doesn't want to not have that happen, right? So create that urgency for yourself. I want to channel this. I cannot tell you how hard I see you guys work, all coaches, myself included, that last week of the month when you're at Success Club 2 and you need like 2 more lives to be changed to hit that goal for the month, you guys bust your butts to do that. I want you to channel that and create that urgency for yourself. Make it a no matter what to hit Success Club 5 by the 5th of the month. Make it a no matter what to hit Success Club 10 by the 10th. I know that I've gotten lazy with that lately, where I'm like, well, I know I'm going to hit it, so if I don't hit it by this point, it's okay. And all that does is put myself under unnecessary stress. I want to know that my challenge group, that I have people going, like, I want that accomplished at the beginning of the month, so then I can really focus on like recruiting and coaching for the rest of the month. Helping my team, helping my challengers, not having to worry so much about who I'm following up with and all of that stuff. Get that out of the way early. Whatever you need to do, whether it's you bribe yourself, I am a huge fan of bribing yourself and giving yourself a prize if you hit those goals. Tell yourself if you hit Success Club 5 by the 5th, that you'll buy yourself a new workout tank, or that you'll buy yourself a new water bottle or a cute decal, like something like that. But I cannot stress enough, however you need to channel that, do it, because there is just something about the end of the month that makes people do things they would never do. Mallory, I'm not calling you out. This girl, like, talked to like 50 people in a day because she was so close to the end of the month, and she's like, what do I need to do? And I'm like, you got to talk to people. Like, who are you talking to? Who are you inviting? Who do you need to follow up with? And she did it. Like, it's outside of her comfort zone, but that urgency of it being the end of the month. Same thing with, I can't tell you how many times, like, we're doing a diamond training and people wait, don't sign coaches the whole month. And then that last week of the month, they're like, oh, I want to go diamond so I can win a piece of this pot. And they bust their butt to sign 6 coaches. Like, create that urgency. Do what you can. Okay, I'll stop talking about that. So what I do at the beginning of the month is I look at my list of everybody I've talked to, I compile a new list, and I follow up. This doesn't take me a lot of time. I normally create one message and copy and paste it to each person, just kind of tweaking like dates or if we've talked about something specific that they were working towards. And that's it. And then the next thing I start doing is start thinking how I'm going to reach new people. I cannot talk enough about polls on Instagram. And I'll talk a little bit more about this when I go to conversations. But you guys have to think, people on Facebook and Instagram are probably seeing, the majority of people in the world are seeing 1 to 2 of your posts a day, right? Like, if you're posting 6 times, they're not seeing those, hi, look at all the babies on here. I just love it. Oh, you guys sidetracked me. Okay. So they're not seeing all of your posts. So you need to be posting about your challenge groups and the coaching opportunity consistently, so that when people do see a random post, they know that, like, you're not just on your fitness journey, that you can help them on their fitness journey too. There are a lot of people that just post their fitness journey on Instagram and Facebook just for accountability, that if I message them, like, they wouldn't be able to help me or on my journey, but you can help people. So if you're not posting even just a cute little like, you know, let me know if I can help you with your goals at the bottom of your post or something, people don't know. Like, I think we assume that people just know that we're coaches, and because we've posted about it 6 months ago, that people know they can come to us. People need to know that you have a group open that they can join right now. People need to know that you can help them with their specific goals, and that there's a ton of options for you to be able to help them with. Like, it's great that you're working out. Fantastic. But they need to know that, like, you can help them with that too. So when you're posting, just keep those things in mind, like posting consistently, so that if you were to go to your social media, would you know, just look at like I like to do like sorry, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but like if I would look at my grid on Instagram, I hate how you can't see that. The grid on Instagram, like where it shows, like, could I look at that and know that someone could come to me, because people don't have very long, like their attention span on social media isn't long. If they go to their page and they don't see anything on here about joining you, they're not going to know, and they're not going to look too hard for it either. So follow-ups, I start posting about my challenge group. I did it in an IG poll today. I shared transformations from my March group and told people that I was ready to help them in my April group. If you're going to do any sort of incentive, make sure you're sharing that. And sometimes you can just say, a lot of times I just say, and I'm adding an extra goodie for anybody that signs up this month. People don't need to know what that extra goodie is. It could be a $2 headband or a $1 headband that you throw in the mail to them with a nice card and like a thank you for joining. They don't know, or they don't care. And that's not tricking people. It's just sharing what you're doing if that's what you're doing. People, like I said, people don't know if you don't tell them. Don't give people all this credit that they can like assume things, because they can't. And even if they've done Beachbody before, they've not necessarily had a good coach that like did all that we can do. So just don't assume anything. Starting conversations. So I was a little behind today. I started 8 conversations. My biggest way to start conversations, and I shared this in my live video on the team page the other day, so if it's a repeat of what you've already heard, I apologize. But the first thing I do every morning when I sit down to work is I look at birthdays, and I send people messages to tell them like, hey girl, I hope you have a very happy birthday. I hope you're doing well, blah, 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 blah. Something short and sweet. It takes me 2 minutes. That normally gets me 4 to 6 conversations. Do they go somewhere every time? No. The point of conversations is not for somebody to buy from you, like right there, and be like, oh, thank you, you said happy birthday, can I join Beachbody? Like that doesn't typically happen. The point of conversations is to be real and be a human and talk to people. And also the like secret point of conversations is that once you guys start talking, Facebook makes your posting, Instagram makes your post be seen by that person more. So then in the future, if they are thinking that they want to get started on their health and fitness journey, oh, look, they see Danielle's post about her workout this morning, and they're like, oh yeah, Danielle does that. And you know what? Danielle told me happy birthday a month ago. Like, she's real and she cares about me, so I'm gonna join her, or I'm gonna shoot her a message. That's the point of conversations. Don't overthink that, like, you have to be starting conversations where you are shooting someone a message and saying, hey girl, my next group starts blah, 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 blah. If that doesn't feel good for you, if that doesn't feel authentic to you, don't do it. Another way I start conversations, if I see someone post a cute picture of their kid, I message them. If someone gets engaged, I message them. I also comment on pictures sometimes, but if someone gets engaged or something like that where 100 people are commenting on it, I'm going to shoot them a message and say like, oh my gosh, I saw you got engaged. Congratulations. You're going to make such a beautiful bride. I'm so excited for you. Something like that, to just get the talk going. Because, and let me tell you why this works. This one works really well for me. I got engaged the same month I signed up to be a coach. So the whole world got to see me sweating for the wedding. And I say the whole world. I had like an Instagram of like 500 at that point. But people saw that. That was a part of my story. That was a huge part of my journey when I signed up. So that often naturally comes up when people are like, oh my gosh, like I'm excited, but I'm nervous about wedding planning. I can say, oh yeah, I totally understand. Like my workouts and stuff like that were a huge stress reliever for me during that time. Like there's just little ways you can put that in there without being like, hey, I do Beachbody, join me. Conversations are to talk to people. Conversations are just that. Like, do not overthink them at all. Instagram polls are another way I start conversations. I shared this the other day. Your Instagram polls don't need to be join my challenge group or are you interested in coaching? They can be, oh my gosh, I want to get my hair cut. Like, should I do this cut or this cut? And you message every person that responds to your poll. People love giving their opinions. There is nothing people love more than to tell you their opinion on things. So feed that ego a little bit by messaging them and thanking them for their opinion. You guys, 99% of the time when I post a poll asking people's opinion, I know what I'm going to choose before I do it. It's more to get people communicating. Sometimes it is like to get feedback, but most of the time it's just to like see what people think or like see what people say. You message them, you start a conversation, especially like with summertime. If you do an outfit, like posting about shorts or something like that, like there's a lot of ways that fitness can come up when you talk about clothes, and how people aren't comfortable wearing shorts. Or I posted the picture in my bikini and people were like, oh my gosh, like you look so great. What have you been doing? Like conversations happen and grow. I mentioned on the live video, if you didn't watch it, totally fine. But I literally messaged a girl and said, thank you so much for voting. She voted that I should go with a 2-piece. I said, I did totally get with that one. Olive green, I've been obsessed with it lately. And she said, awesome, you look great. How do I do what you do? Like, I want to join one of your groups. And she signed up the next day. That doesn't happen every time. But when you're starting those conversations, you're putting that like olive branch out for that to happen. I guarantee if I had not started a conversation with her, she wouldn't have just messaged me to join my groups. It is just a great way to like put that out there and make it easier for someone to say, yeah, I want to do that. Or like, oh, like she messaged me, so now I have the nerve to tell her that I've been watching and that I want to do what she does. Also, whenever I post a transformation post, every Wednesday, so after my Transformation Tuesday, I message every person who liked my transformation post. And I tell them, like, thank you so much for your support on my journey. Sharing transformation posts are never easy, but like your support means a ton. And then a lot of times they either say like, oh yeah, girl, I get this a lot. Like, I'm not brave enough to share my own transformation posts. And then I respond, oh, awesome. Are you a coach too? Easy question, tells a ton. It either tells, yes, I'm a coach, and you're like, oh, great, like keep going on your journey. Or no, I'm not a coach, I'm just on my journey. And a lot of times they ask like what a coach is. If they're, if they don't say something like that, but they say, oh yeah, like great job, blah, blah, blah. I love watching you. I say, oh my gosh, thank you so much again. Are you on your fitness journey too? I always ask a question because people aren't just going to talk to you if you don't like ask questions. So I always respond with a question. Okay, so those are the biggest ways I start conversations. Also, if you get an engagement post, like if you post an engagement post on your page where you're asking for someone's opinion, messaging every person that responds there too, not just in the Instagram polls. Although I just find the Instagram polls are such an easy way to do that. But I post them on my page too and get people's opinions, and then I message people and thank them for sharing, sharing their opinion. Even if I don't care about it, I thank them. Finding new people. I know Kelly and Lori both said this one, adding new people and finding new people to talk to. I am going to say something, and don't take this negatively, but I've been coaching for 4.5 years, and I have not talked to everybody on my friends list. And I have not helped everybody on my friends list. I know that it's easy to get in a place where you think you've talked to everybody and people are just not, like, you don't know anybody anymore. You've talked to everybody, you've used your resources, and I get that. The first thing I would say to that is follow up, because I bet even if you talked with everybody that not everybody has signed up. Second thing, I try to add people to my network daily. So Instagram, a great way to do that is by searching hashtags, finding those like 5 to 10 things about you that make you you. I loved Christy's example of this one time where she looked up the place she was shopping that, like, I can't think of it. Starts with an A, right? Okay, I see it. I see her mouthing it, but I can't tell what she's saying. So anyways,
Altered State.
Oh, yeah, Altered State. Yeah. So she, like, they had a big sale or something, and she, like, shopped there, and then she searched the hashtag for there and commented on people's outfits that they were posting and stuff. Like, oh my gosh, I saw that sweater. That's so cute. Like, those are such easy ways to start conversations with complete strangers. And, like, you can start following them. I do this a lot with, like, being, like, a college sweetheart and playing softball and stuff like that. I search those hashtags. And then if people are posting like fitness related stuff, and I stalk hard before I follow them, just to let you know, I stalk through and see if they're doing anything fitness related, that it doesn't say Beachbody anywhere, that they don't have a Shakeology cup in the background, that they're not like inviting to anything. And then I follow them. And then I comment on their journey when they post a transformation. And a great thing to do with this, I am sorry this is all over the place tonight because my brain's just kind of going. But a great thing to do with this is to make a list of those people and just consciously like keep that list next to your computer or next to your phone or whatever. And when you're sitting down to work, make sure you're searching for those people. And if they posted anything within like the last day, to like it or comment on it, you know, if it's not like Autobot, like if you have something to say about it. But the more you start commenting on people's stuff, the more they're going to say, oh, like this girl's commenting on my stuff. And then they follow you. And then, you know, it just grows from there. I also love watching people's IG stories because I feel like that's such a good way to start conversations. There are so many times that someone will post like a renovation in their house, or like their husband made them these shelves or something like that. And I just shoot them a message. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. Like, I love those. Bam, conversation starter. Like normally they respond because you're giving them praise, you're complimenting them. And then it goes from there. And like I said, these don't always end up in like, oh, they're joining my group today, but you're planting that seed and now they're following you. Like a lot of times they start following you because you've been talking to them. And it just grows from there. That's how I consistently grow my network, is by doing those little things. On Facebook, I always look at like the friends you may know, but the better thing that you can do is go into your friends. And I have done this in the past where I started at the letter A and I looked at them, and then I will look at their friends. And if there's any of their friends that we might have like 2 to 5 or like 5 to 10 mutual friends, I send them a friend request. And this can get a little tricky. I know Mallory had someone be like, do I know you? But you can even, I mean, I'm not saying lie to people, but you can be like, oh, I wasn't sure. Like, I saw we had so many mutual friends. I thought maybe we had met sometime, or I don't know. You can play it off to where it's like not creepy or anything. But they don't have to accept your friend request, right? Like, all you got to do is shoot it. They don't have to accept it. They don't have to talk to you. And then a lot of times what I do is every probably like once a month, I go through my like page and I invite. Thanks, Mallory. I appreciate it. I go through my like page and I invite people to my like page. So this is then where those new people that I've added over like the last month or so, when they friend request or when they accept my friend request, I do not send them to my like page, because that is like a sure way that they're going to be like, oh no, peace out. This girl's trying to sell me something, right? But after like a month or so of like us being friends and maybe me liking and commenting on some of their stuff, I will send them an invite to my page. Inviting people to your page is necessary because you're giving them the ability to follow you or not follow you. You're giving them the chance to say, like, I want to see your health and fitness stuff, or I don't want to see it. The people that follow you, it's a great indication of like who you may be working with and stuff like that. So does that help? Does anybody else have any questions about anything I said, or scripts or talking or the month's calendar, or anything you've been struggling with?
I have a question. Oh. No, go ahead. Go ahead. You're good.
Normally I get silence right there. So it's 2 people talking and one just made me really, really happy. Okay, go Heather.
So the polls, I do love the polls on Instagram, but I don't get a ton of interaction on them, even if it's not challenge group related. Or either I do, and then I'll message them and they're like, oh, sorry, I accidentally did it. And so what is your trick to that?
I really feel like it's hit or miss. I mean, there are times I throw one up and I think I threw one up about coaching the other day and got 0 response to it. And then I threw up a challenge group one on a freaking Monday today, and I got like 6 responses within 20 minutes. And I was like, okay. I really just think it's seeing what works, and when something works, doing it until it doesn't work. But then even when somebody says like, oh, I swiped by accident, I keep the conversation going until they stop talking to me. Because it's still like, unless it's a coach or something, unless I see that they're a coach or something like that, like, I'm like, oh, that's okay. I do that all the time. I know it's so easy to like keep scrolling. Are you on your journey? Like, I mean, I just try to do that. But I will say that people, for me, typically respond much more when I post something where they can give their opinion on like clothes or a haircut or nails or something like that. Like, people love that stuff, and I don't know why, but they typically do for me. And I feel like it goes with what I talk about all the time. So like, I talk about not being fashionable and like not knowing how to dress myself. So then people are like, oh, let me help her.
Right.
But I do think it's just been like trial and error for me. And when polls first came out, I feel like everybody was responding to them, and now people are like, oh, I don't know if I want to respond or not. But yeah, I just think it's finding when one does work, keep doing it. Like, you know, obviously not every day. And I think the more finding a balance of when you're using polls. I don't post one every single day because I feel like if I were scrolling through somebody's stuff and I saw them posting a poll every day, I'd be like, that's annoying. Like, I think finding like the opportune times to do it and being very strategic when you do them. I don't feel like I just helped you very much with that answer. Kelly.
Yeah, so my thing is like I'll be having conversations with people, or they'll just straight up message me and be like, oh my gosh, you look awesome, like what are you doing and all this stuff. And then when it comes to the point of me mentioning Beachbody, like the conversation comes to a screeching halt. Like they won't reply, they're not interested. Like I don't know like what people have against Beachbody. And it's not always that like, because I've had like one or two people say they've tried it and it just didn't work for them, and then I would say, oh, you know, like, can I ask why did it work for you and stuff like that? And I just don't get any replies. So it's like Beachbody turns them away. So how can I avoid I mean, obviously it's going to have to come up in conversation because they're going to have to sign up for it. But I don't know how to like avoid that.
For me, I wait till like the last possible. I do avoid saying it. Like if people ask me what I'm doing,
Right.
A lot of times I'm like, oh, I do at home like fitness workouts and blah, 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 blah. But I mean, I think it always comes down to just the people not being ready. If someone's ready to sign, like ready to do what you're doing, they're going to do it regardless of like you saying it's Beachbody or whether you're saying it's jumping off a cliff. Like they're going to do whatever you say. I think MLMs in general just have such a bad like rep, and there are so many coaches who do like post all the time and who spam people and things like that. So what I will say, and this is not a fun answer, but I do kind of try to play around it and talk with them about their goals and stuff first, and like try to find out about them so that I've invested a little bit and they can see that like I care and I'm not just trying to sell them something. But ultimately, Jordan, your text just distracted me. But ultimately, I just think your consistency is what pays off with those people, because no matter how nasty of a Beachbody taste that puts in their mouth, after like 3 or 4 months of you still doing it and looking freaking amazing as you do after having a baby, like you already look amazing, the consistency is what. So, and that's why I say 90% of my business comes from follow-ups, because it's that consistency over time that people are like, okay, like clearly what she's doing is not just some fad, and it's not just something that's going to go away. Like, and so I don't have a great answer for like getting them to sign up right away. People have to watch you. I can't tell you how long some people have watched me before they're like, oh, and even talk to me. And it kills me when they approach me about it, and then they still disappear. And I'm like, girl, I didn't hunt you down to change your life. Like, I'm just trying to give you the tools. But just being super consistent and following up. I don't quit following up with those people. Like, I'm telling you, some people probably think I'm crazy, and they're like, doesn't this girl just get the hint? No, I don't get the hint, because I have seen where I have followed up with people 8 months to a year later, and they're like, thank you so much, I'm ready. Like, and that keeps me doing it because I know that it works. And I know that so many people don't freaking look at their messages, or they message and then their kid throws up across the room and they mean to respond to us and they get distracted. But the consistency of the following up and blessing and releasing and knowing that you have an amazing opportunity at your hands, and they can try keto and they can try it works and they can try all these things. And when they see results and then they gain it all back and they see you still crushing it 8 months later and still seeing results, they're going to say, okay, like, let me do this thing and come to you. Any other questions?
I don't have a question. Mine's more of a comment. Something that really worked for me last month is I offered up the 2-week free trial, and both people that did it joined me last month. So I don't know if that helps, because they wanted to try it first before just signing up. And like I said, both people who did it joined me at the end of the month. So just a thought for anybody, because Jordan and I have been running this like 2-week free group where during that 2 weeks they have to be doing the free trial. And of course I've got this extra wiggly baby here, but
she's always wiggly.
Yeah, she is always wiggly. But yeah, so that's kind of been working for me. I can always let anybody know like what that entails, or we don't really have a template. We just kind of go with it. But I'm always free to answer any questions anybody has.
And free groups are a great way to get new people. That's a great way to grow your network. Telling people that you'll even like telling them to invite their friends. That's something else that I've really been trying to do, is get people to let people know that I'm going to reward them if they refer someone to me. I tell all my challengers, like if they refer someone to me, they're going to get a $10 Starbucks gift card or like $10 gift card for someone somewhere else. I think once again, like you have to put it out there because people don't know, but free groups the same way, like, you know, do a free water challenge. Christy had amazing success with doing like a gallon water challenge or something like that. And when you're posting about that, like tell people to invite their friends, or in the group, tell them to bring their friends. Along with the 2-week trial, something I've done in the past that really, really worked. If I do have someone on the fence about joining, I do tell them about the 2-week trial, and I will put them in my monthly challenge group so that they can see directly like the support, the Shakeology, people loving that. Every Tuesday I do something Transformation Tuesday wise, so they're guaranteed to see at some point like people losing weight, non-scale victories. Saturdays are Saturdays, so they get to see people's stats coming in, and then I kick them out of it at the end of the 2 weeks if they don't join me. So like they want to be in there, create that FOMO for them, and like say like, this is what, you know, I would love for you to get to see there. And then just know like at the end of the 2 weeks, this is for all the ladies who have invested in me, that I will delete you or whatever. You can come up with a good way to say that. But letting people see firsthand, I think people don't understand the value that you can give them as a coach. Like they just assume like you're just going to sell them something and leave. And if they can see that firsthand, that you're doing those check-ins multiple times a day and you're commenting on everybody's stuff and seeing people love their Shakeology, it makes selling it, I hate that, but it makes selling it a lot easier because they see it working. So,
So then that gives me another question in regards to like when you refer, you have them refer a friend or whatever. Does it have to be like they have to get a challenge pack? Is that how you do that? Like they just refer a bunch of friends and they get $10, or the friend has to buy?
No, if the friend signs up, they get a $10 gift card.
Okay.
I don't just give gift cards away for them. I mean, I appreciate them sending people to me, but no, I mean, and typically when people do, like I have one girl in my challenge group who's referred 5 people to me, and guarantee I've talked with her about coaching every time she refers someone to me, and she doesn't want to coach. So I'll keep taking them, but asking for referrals is a great way to see like who could make potential coaches. Something else,
right.
note that Heather and I did in our group last month was we played bingo on a Thursday because for one, we needed more participation in the group. It was kind of dying down. It was like the second week to the end of the month, and both of us had like success goals that we needed to hit. So I strategically made this, I'll share it with you guys. I strategically made this bingo board to where people could not hit bingo unless they shared something on Facebook or like invited to us, like invited to our group or something. And it wasn't in like a super obvious annoying way. So hold on, I'll share it with you. I don't think it was super obvious and annoying, but so like refer a friend to join us, share your sweaty selfie on social media. And so then when they do that and people start asking them questions, I'm going to comment on their post and message anybody that says something. Oh yeah, the girl who hit it did hit it without doing any of those things because I need to change this line right here. It took me a long time to strategically put all of these so that there was one in like each thing. But invite a friend to join us, share a non-scale victory on social media. So it was like continue your journey with us as a coach. So there's just all these little like breadcrumbings about inviting people or coaching or doing things like that to try to get that as well. So, and the girl who did sign up, she knew right away which line she was going for too. She was like, I'm going to hit bingo in that line. Thanks. But it was thought out. I just messed up.
I like that idea though.
Yeah, and I don't do that every month, but every once in a while I think it's fun just to like spice things up a bit, make them all like fitness related, make them all inviting. And I think, this was the other thing I wanted to tell you. It was on my list, but it was hidden. So I was in this amazing training. Hi, Pumpkin. I was in this amazing training last month, and it was with like Lindsay Matway and Bonnie Engel and all of them. And Bonnie Engel did this live video one day where she said, if it is not your goal in your business to go diamond every month in your business, you can't expect your coaches to ever go diamond. And it was like this light bulb moment for me because I was like, yes, like that is a great goal. For me, I had always set my goal to sign like 5 to 6 coaches a month. Putting myself as needing to go diamond every month in my business is signing 8 coaches and 2 of my coaches going emerald. That is such a good way to like have direction. And that's for me. So I would say if you're not diamond yet, for one, your goal is to go diamond. But this goes back to how I say like you should be shooting for hitting emerald every week in your business. Because if you do that, you're going to grow and grow and grow and you're not going to stop. So when we do those emerald push trainings and people are like, oh, I'm emerald, I don't need to be in there. There's no reason not to be in there and get that extra accountability and continue to grow your business because you should be signing coaches and making it a goal to sign coaches every week. Another part of this training that I loved was Holly Holler. I don't know. She's the Virginia girl. Holly something. She's in the top 10. And what she said was, and this just the way she broke this down was like an aha moment. She shared her business plan from when she first started coaching and how like she recruited for the first 2 months for her for the first 2 weeks of every month for her challenge group, and then for the last week she recruited for a happy hour. And she said, you need to be recruiting for coaching every day of the month. Challenge packs are not what make your long-term income. Growing your team is what makes that long-term income. Challenge packs and stuff are going to come if you're signing those coaches. But the way she put it was just like this like duh moment that just sharing a piece of coaching every day in your post, you guys, like just sharing a breadcrumb. I'm not saying like an invite to coaching, but sharing about the community, about working with your challengers, about your paycheck and what it's helped you do, about how it's changed you with goal setting. Like there's just all these little ways that you can share coach breadcrumbs. But I just loved the way she put it that like, we're all looking to sign those rock stars, right? Like we're looking to sign up that next coach is going to go emerald and that next coach is going to go diamond. Those coaches that do those things are like 1 out of 100, right? So if we're not signing 100 coaches, and I'm exaggerating a little bit, but those coaches are really hard to find. The majority of the people you sign are not going to run, and they're not going to like hit all of those goals that they say they want to hit. So the only way you keep growing your business is by numbers and having like the more coaches you can, so that hopefully 1 out of 5, 1 out of 10 does hit emerald, so you go diamond, and then does go diamond, so you get to 2-star and all of those things. So posting coach breadcrumbs every single day on your like social media in some way is huge. And that's just what I wanted to say. Also, being really strategic about your posts. I'm sorry, I keep talking. I just keep having ideas. With our calendar of the month, if you see a sneak peek is coming, invite to it, unless you're running your own. Like, there's no reason to not be inviting. For next Thursday's sneak peek, you guys have over a week to be talking about your challenge groups starting and sharing little breadcrumbs about how your challengers are starting the month strong and you're so excited, and how you're ready to help more people reach their goals, blah, 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 blah. You should be posting and getting people into that challenge group. Set a number for yourself of how many people you want in there. Say it's 10 people you want in there, and make that a no matter what for yourself. But set those small goals so that you have something. Same with the happy hour. There's no reason for you to not invite to a happy hour. The people hosting it are going to do all the work. They're going to do everything for you. They're going to share the information. All you need to do is invite to it and make sure you're on it so that your prospect can see that you're on it, follow up with them. But like, they're going to give all the information. This is specifically amazing for brand new coaches. And this is why we do these for the team, is for new coaches who don't know how to talk about a challenge pack and don't know how to share that without feeling like they're sounding salesy, or like they don't feel like they know the ins and outs. Same with coaching. We are going to do that for you. And we're going to make it easy peasy and all of that. You just need to invite to it. The groups stay open, so you can invite people to these things at all times. If you have someone interested in coaching, add them to the happy hour from last month or send them the YouTube link. But being strategic about your post when we have those things coming up so that you can be inviting to them. Okay, that's it. Anyone else have any other questions?
If I did do the virtual Super Saturday, is there anybody who would actually be interested in joining that with me? Or is everybody kind of going to one already?
Elizabeth said she would be interested. What'd you say, Carrie?
I said, what do you mean by virtual Super Saturday?
It would be on a Zoom call. Like she would get the PowerPoint and everything, and she would just host a Zoom call and go through the PowerPoint from Beachbody.
Oh, okay, cool.
So it would probably only be like 30 minutes. I mean, it would be, 30 minutes to an hour. Because everybody sends out all of the materials for it, and you just follow the script that they do. So maybe, Mallory, I can post in the morning if you want, or if you want to post in the team, but it sounds like you have at least one with Elizabeth that would want to hop on. And I'm sure you probably have some other ones, because I know people have said that they're not able to get to one.
Well, I think they were saying on the National Wake Up Call this morning that you had to sign up by like today. So I would have to make the decision. Well, you
can always sign up for it, because all they do is email you the PowerPoint.
Oh, okay. So either way, I'll be able to watch it. Me and Elizabeth will be able to watch it. So
yeah, I mean, you don't have to do anything besides like put your name in, and I think you can put like a location, or you can even say like virtual or something, so random people don't come. But yeah, like, and all they do is email it to you on like Thursday, so you'll have all the materials.
Okay.
Yay! Any other questions? If you can get to that DC Super Saturday, Autumn's gonna be there and doing photo ops. I'm gonna take a picture with her in Mexico. Okay. All right, guys. Well, I will